नमस्कार. आयच्या डिबेटात तुमकां सगळ्याक येवकार. आयचो विशय असो आसा जाची म्हाका गोंयभर सद्याक चर्चा चल्ल्या आनी तो विशय म्हळ्यार जाणी जाणी फॉरेन सिटीजनशीप एक्वायर केल्या आनी गोंयच्या संदर्भात जर घेतलें जाल्यार प्रामुख्यान पोर्तुगीज सिटीजनशीप तांचे पासपोर्ट सरकार कॅन्सल करपाक लागला. कांय बाबतींत अशें जालां की जाणी ऑलरेडी पासपोर्ट घेतला तांचो कॅन्सल जाताच, पण जाणी अजून पासपोर्ट घेवचो आसा, जाणी कांय जाणांनी OCI खातीर एप्लिकेशन केल्यात, अशाय लोकांचे पासपोर्ट रिवोक जावपाक लागले आनी ताका लागून गोंयभर खवदळ पडला. हें कितें जातलें, खंय पावतलें. सो विशय आसा ते जे करता ते सारकी चल्लां काय कितें, कायद्यान चल्लां काय कितें, आनी हातूंतल्यान मार्क काडप शक्य आसा काय कितें. आनी 3 मानेस्त आसा म्हजे बरोबर. पयलीं आसात गोंयांतले नामनेचे आदवोगाद राजकीय विश्लेशक सिद्धार्थबाब सामंत. दुसरे आसात म्हजे बरोबर गोंयांतले दुसरे आदवोगाद नामनेचे राजकीय विश्लेशक राधाराव ग्रासियस. आनी तिसरे आसात म्हजे बरोबर आदवोगाद आनी गोंयांतले नामनेचे एक्टिविस्ट आयरिश बाब रॉड्रिक्स. सो इंट्रस्टिंगली अशें आहात की 3 पॅनलिस्ट आसात, तिगूय जाण आदवोगाद. आनी विशय असो आसा जाका दिसता म्हाका कायद्याचो अभ्यास आनी कायद्याचें विश्लेशण ह्यो सगळ्यो गजाली अत्यंत म्हत्वाच्यो. आनी आयरिश बाबा सुरवात तुमचे कडच्यान करता, कारण तुमी ह्या प्रोसेसांतल्यान गेल्यात. आज जे कितें घडटा तें जर पळयलें तें तुमकां बरोबर दिसता, चूक दिसता आनी हातूंतल्यान मार्क काडप शक्य आसा काय कितें?
Pramod Bab, this entire issue has been dragging on for years. In fact, in the year 2015, 7th of March 2015, a team of very senior officers of the Ministry of Home Affairs were in Goa for 2 days to see the ground reality and as to how people were being affected by this issue. So after their visit, the central government issued an office memorandum on 13th of May directing that the entire issue be kept on hold and no action be taken by any authority whatsoever till the central government comes to a final conclusion as to how this issue needs to be resolved. So there has been no conclusion from the central government. Now I personally feel that the best way out and possibly the only way out to resolve this issue is for the Goa government to liaise with the central government, because both the governments are of the same party. They could liaise and find a way out, and the only way out, I feel, was for the central government to amend the law and allow and permit dual nationality. Now, all the countries in the most of the countries in the world allow this, and as we all know, the world is today evolving as a village. So there is to be no reason why the government should not amend the law and allow dual nationality and resolve this issue once for all.
राधा बाबा तुमची मरा येता. एक जो प्रश्न आहा तो आज सरकार 2-3 पावंड्याचेर काम करता. एक ताणें पासपोर्ट घेतला, तांची सगळे सिटीजनशीप डॉक्युमेंट्स कॅन्सल करप, इन्क्लुडींग इलेक्शन कार्ड, पासपोर्ट, हे सगळे. दुसरे आतां जे लेटेस्ट ताका लागून बोवाळ जाला की कोणी तरी आपली सिटीजनशीप एक्वायर केल्या फॉरेन आनी इन्फॉर्मेशन कन्सील केल्या म्हणून पासपोर्ट रिवोक करप, जाका लागून चड मोठो बोवाळ जाला. ह्या दोनूय गजाली कडेन राधाबाब तुमी कशें पळयता?
See, Pramod, I do not subscribe to the view that your registration of birth, so-called registration of birth in Lisbon, means that you have acquired the citizenship of a foreign country. But that I will not go into that, because there we will not have the time to discuss that. I am only going into what the passport officer is now doing. Whenever someone goes there and it is seen that he has registered his birth in Portugal, he terminates his citizenship and revokes the passport. Now we are governed by law, and we have the Indian Citizenship Act of 1955. So the law clearly provides that in case you acquire foreign citizenship, you have to be issued notice, and this notice inquiry has to be held. So the moment there is an allegation that I have acquired foreign citizenship, the law provides a procedure. The passport officer is not entitled to summarily terminate the citizenship of a city. He is not entitled to terminate
तुम्ही
at all.
म्हणटात त्या मनशाक नोटीस दिवपा जाय, मागीर तागेलो रिप्लाय कमिशन ऑफ इन्क्वायरी कडेन वचपा जाय आनी मागीरच ताजें
This is
डिसिजन
what
जावपा
is
जाय.
provided under the law. But now what the what the passport officer does is something unique. He simply terminates the citizenship on the, I will tell you on what basis. He does it on the basis of a judgment of the Kerala High Court of 2nd June 2020. Now what the Kerala High Court has held, see what was being done earlier, if a person was found to have registered his birth else to have acquired foreign citizenship, the passport officer would impose a fine and then allow that person to get OCI. Now what, but the High Court has held that a passport officer has no powers to impose a fine. So what they are now doing, if I don't have a power to impose a fine, I will hang that fellow. So they simply hang him. They simply remove your citizenship.
ओके सिद्धार्थ बाब दोन मुद्दे आहेत. एक आयरिश बाब म्हणटा की फायनली गोंयची युनीक परिस्थिती जर पळयली जाल्यार खंय तरी गोंय सरकारान केंद्र सरकारा कडेन उलोवन ड्युअल नॅशनॅलिटी ड्युअल सिटीजनशिपाच्या दिशेन वचपाक जाय. पयली गजाल तुमकां एग्री आसा काय कितें? आनी दुसरें जे राधा बाब म्हणटा की समरीली कॅन्सलिंग समबडी सिटीजनशीप विदाउट इवन गिविंग दॅट पर्सन नोटीस इज समथींग दॅट इज कम्प्लिटली आर्बिट्री.
I'll take the first question first.
Right.
Whether I'm agreeable for dual citizen, answer is of course yes. Not only for Goa, but there could be at least to begin with, of course, with respect to all the countries in the world, giving dual citizenship may not be possible. Like for example, we can't have a dual citizenship with Pakistan, Afghanistan, Syria, all these countries. It is not China for that matter. All these countries cannot be. But at least these friendly countries, there is absolutely no problem. I think time is ripe. We should give dual citizenship as far as India and Portugal is concerned, India and UK is concerned, India and France is concerned, because these are not enemical countries. By giving this, it can result only in good to the Goa. There are no terrorism problem. There are no adverse interests of these countries. They are on many counts. They are on same page, and it will do a greater good for people here and people there also.
इंडिया आणि कॅनडा नाका म्हणटा तुम्ही काय जाय म्हणटा?
I mean, that could be kept for second. See, that could be kept for the second round. Let them evolve a little bit, then we can think of.
Okay.
Then we can think of.
Welcome to you.
Canada we can think.
Yeah.
But these are certainly countries which our country should have a close look and whether it can be given. Now, among present circumstances and the recent problem that we are facing, for that it's a long story, but at least what we should understand is whether registration to the birth in Portugal as per Portuguese nationality law of 2006 amounts to taking their citizenship. Well, their case it is, yes, it does amount. Portuguese feel that it does amount. Okay, that is one aspect. Now, what is the status of registration of birth there, and what are its consequences? Then we have to also see what is the consequence of taking a kartan or bilet. Bilet does not. Then what was the impact of Goa, Daman and Diu Citizenship Order 1962, read with Rule 40 of Citizenship Rules 2009. The communication of Ministry of External Affairs received, they gave it by 30th November 2022 on what action it should be taken, and whether registration of birth equals to acquiring of citizen. Yeah. Now this you have to see from the prism of Article 9 read with Rule 23 of Citizenship. Now I will not read out all these things which are entire day.
Summarize it.
Yeah. So what according to presently, see, let us go. Who has invited this situation? Are these not people who have gone and registration and made things difficult for themselves? Has government thrust upon them to go and register their birth there? So that unless these points were not clear, what was the necessity for people to go and register? You can't be keeping step on two boats. Although I am of the personal this that their case should be decided from a different angle. But as the law stands today, I don't think so the passport officer is wrong in revoking their passport or cancelling their passport. Now, the point which was made by Radharao, has their citizenship been cancelled? Answer is no, according to me. A passport officer is an officer under Indian Passports Act, not under Indian Citizenship Act. He has no business, no authority, no provision, no reason to cancel anybody's
So you are saying the
citizenship.
passport officer is only
Only-
revoking the passport?
Yes, only a travel document has been cancelled. Of course, its consequences could be very bad. That person might remain, he may not have a visa here, he may not have a OCI card, and it might be a difficult situation for everybody. An embarrassing situation for the government also, because they may not be able to exactly pinpoint as to what is the status of that person.
Yeah.
He might have made an embarrassing thing for everybody. But to say that his citizenship has been taken away is not correct.
Okay. Yeah, Radhabab, yes. Then I'll go to Irish Bab.
What happens now? See, the whole problem is, if you are a citizen, you are entitled for a passport. You can't simply cancel that passport. Now, what is happening if suppose you want an OCI, you have to first be a citizen of another country and obtain that country's passport. Now let us take the Goa case. You register your birth in Portugal. Now, unless you register, you do not get a Portuguese passport. Now, if our government says, or if the passport officer says, the moment you register there, you lose your Indian passport, where do we go? I can't have a Portuguese passport without registration, my birthday.
तर राधा पण सिद्धार्थान एक बरो इंटरेस्टिंग मुद्दो काढलो की राईट नाव द लिगल पोझिशन जे पोर्तुगल गव्हर्नमेंट इज ऑन रेकॉर्ड ऑल्सो दॅट रजिस्ट्रेशन ऑफ बर्थ इज एक्विजिशन ऑफ सिटीजनशिप.
Yes, I will go into that. I am coming
Yeah.
into that. Now, let us look at it the other way around. Now, there are hundreds of thousands of Indians working abroad, in Portugal, in UK, USA, wherever. They have children born there. Now, under our law, when the child comes back here, the birth is transcribed in our records here. You go to the registrar of births, and that certificate is transcribed here. Now, because he was born there, he becomes eligible for citizenship of that country. But his birth is also transcribed here, and also there, let's say USA. So therefore, now this child of Indian parents has his birth registered in India and America. So are you cancelling his citizenship because his birth is registered in America? Are you refusing his passport because it is registered? So if you understand what I'm saying.
ओके आयरिश बाब ऑन दॅट पॉइंट बिफोर आय गो बॅक टू सिद्धार्थ बाब तुमकां दिसता ते म्हणटात की ही परिस्थिती कोणे हाडली कोण तरी व्हॉलंटरीली गेलो आपली बर्थ रजिस्टर केली आणि आज जेन्ना खंयचो तरी कायद्याचो प्रोसेस सुरू जाता तेन्ना जर म्हळें की अरे हें कसं जालें काय म्हणून इट इज नॉट फेअर म्हणून दा सिद्धार्थ बाब आय टेक आयरिश बाब एंड आय कम टू यू या आयरिश बाब या
See, Pramod, there has not been clarity on this issue for so many years. So once there is clarity and the government makes it very clear, takes a final decision and a final call on this, I think nobody will have a problem. So as I said earlier, the dual nationality thing would be the best way out to resolve this issue once for all.
क्लॅरिटी मेळ्यार आयरिश बाब तुम्ही कसली क्लॅरिटी सोदतात?
No. At one stage they used to say that once you obtain your billet, which is now Kartao, you become
Yeah.
Others used to say that only once you obtain a passport. Some used to say also that your registration of your birth, you become a Portuguese national. So there has been no clarity. So people need to
You are
know
saying clarity with respect to at what stage you become a citizen of
citizen.
Portugal.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Siddharth Babu. Yeah.
Yes. As far as, see, the question that was asked, Portuguese nationality, since the argument was being made, let us say you are traveling somewhere and lady is pregnant and a child is born in California. The birth will be, if you are delivered in a hospital, process of birth registration is automatic.
Yeah.
So therefore, birth date will be the child's birth will
Place
be
of birth,
registered
yeah.
in place of birth will be California.
Yeah.
Thereafter, you come and transcribe it here. That's a different story. Here, the parents are Indians. The child only is born there. So the Portuguese nationality law is not about transcribing the birth. It's about you going and registering your birth there. So therefore, that and registering under Portuguese nationality law of 2006 is different. Implications are mentioned in that act.
not
So
at all.
there is no question of, it's not that you are a Portuguese citizen and your child is born somewhere else and therefore you are transcribing it there. You are going and registering. There is a particular
You are saying there is a particular
consequence.
effort taken to do that thing.
Yes, no, knowingly you have done it for
Yeah.
a particular reason. It's not bad. See, I am in favor. Those who want to do it, they are entitled to do it. And I don't see them as some kind of, not very patriotic or something like that. They should do it. If they are entitled to, there is a provision, they should do it. But then there is a consequences left for it. There you get your this, you intimate it, you surrender Indian passport and take आमच्या दोतरान घेऊन आता. So you follow that procedure. You
Irish Bob.
Irish Baban घेतला नाही आमच्या. So therefore you follow that procedure. I have absolutely no problem with it. The question is, would you want a situation where technically or legally you are a national of one country or a citizen of one country and still holding Indian passport? Do any one of us want that situation? I am sure nobody will say that no. We don't want that situation.
So see what happens, we are going off tangent. I think the issue right now is whether the passport officer is empowered to revoke your passport. The way he does.
But consequent माहिती citizenship
Yeah, I am coming to that.
नाही.
I am coming to that. See what happens, the law provides that where a citizen acquires a foreign nationality, whether he loses Indian citizenship is to be determined by a committee created by the central government. There is no dispute there. So in this case what happens, our birth is registered in Portugal. Now whether that constitutes voluntarily giving up Indian citizenship is to be determined in terms of section 910 of the Citizenship Act by committee of the central government.
आयरिश बाब म्हाका दिसता हातूंत एक जो मुद्दो येता व्हेरी क्लियरली तो OCIच्या बाबतीत की ज्या मनशान OCI एप्लिकेशन केला ताजो जेन्ना पासपोर्ट रिवोक जाता ताणी मागीर करप कितें कारण ताका जर दुसरो पासपोर्ट घेवपाक जाय प्रोसेस कंप्लीट करपाक जाय ताजे कडेन पासपोर्टूच ना. डू यू थिंक दॅट्स अ जेन्युइन इशू?
See, Pramod, you can apply for an OCI
या
only after you obtain a foreign passport and surrender your Indian passport.
Correct.
So you cannot apply for an OCI without obtaining a
or foreign
passport.
nationality. या
That is the position in law.
सो रायट नाव तुमकां सगळ्यांत मोठो हे जे पासपोर्ट ऑफिसर करता ताजो सगळ्यांत चड फटको कोणा बसतलो दिसता?
No,
आयरिश बाब अफेक्टेड पार्टी कोण?
See, we can't blame the passport officer. Now, passport officer is going by this so-called circular issued by the central government. So there has to be clarity that central government may have to review that circular, see the ground situation.
ना पण आता जी ऍक्शन चालल्या या आयल कम आयरिश बाब आता जी ऍक्शन चालल्या ताजो सगळ्यांत चड फटको कोणा बसतलो दिसता तुमकां? What kind of what category of people?
Those who are registered their births in Portugal.
So directly registered आणि तांचो पासपोर्ट स्ट्रेट अवे कॅन्सल जाता आणि जाणी दुसरो पासपोर्ट घेतिल्लो ना जे मदीक आसात करेक्ट राधा बाब फॉर अबंडंट क्लॅरिटी जाणी बर्थ रजिस्टर केल्या ताजेर जेन्ना एक्शन जाता आणि पासपोर्ट रिवोक जाता आणि जाणी अजून मेरेन दुसरो पासपोर्ट घेतिल्लो ना तांचे खातीर हे सगळ्यात किचकटीची गजाल. राधा बाब बरोबर?
See what happens, as I have said.
Yeah.
Now, for me to get an OCI, I must have some foreign citizenship first.
Correct.
Now, to get a Portuguese citizenship, I have to transcribe my birth there.
Yes.
Now, immediately on transcription, if you cancel my Indian citizenship, I cannot get even Portuguese passport because to get the Portuguese passport, formalities have to be done after registration of the birth. So you are simply cancelling. So I am left stateless. I have no Portuguese passport.
No, but
I have
Siddhartha
no Indian
म्हणतात
passport.
cancellation of passport doesn't make you stateless म्हणून.
And what does then? How do I travel? How
Because
do I
your
go to
citizenship, your
How do I go
citizenship
to
is
Portugal to get
intact
my
म्हणतात ते.
passport?
Okay. Yes,
What is the
Siddhartha,
use of your
respond to that.
citizenship?
दादा बाब म्हणतात की तुम्ही जर पासपोर्ट काढलो आणि कोणाक जर फाल्यां सिटीजनशीप एक्वायर करपाचे पासपोर्ट घेवपाचो आसा जाल्यार मागीर तांणी कशें घेवप तांणी ट्रॅव्हल कशें करप?
Emergency travel documents are issued. It's not that the passport is the only document by which you can leave the country and go. There are so many other permissions which are nature of passport which are issued. That's besides the point. Our point is whether you have ceased to be a Indian citizen. Now, if that has happened, then you cannot have. Of course, hearing and all those things.
तुम्ही म्हणटा हियरिंग बियरिंग दियात बट इव्हेंच्युअल कॉन्सिक्वेन्स जी आसा ती चेंज जावची ना.
ती चेंज जावपाची ना. म्हणजे इफ यू हॅव रजिस्टर्ड युअर बर्थ अंडर दॅट ऍक्ट देन एज पर पोर्चुगीज ऑफिशियल वर्जन और देअर नेशन्स वर्जन इटसेल्फ दे से दॅट मोमेंट यू complete the formalities and get your birth noted there. I'll use a very neutral, I will not say transgression or registration. You get your birth noted there, then you become their citizenship. That's what the act says. That's what the government says. That's what Portuguese country says.
I disagree with you. See, you don't become a citizen the moment you register in Portugal in the central registry. You see what happens?
That is
post
2006. That's not the situation.
No. Let me complete. You see, suppose tomorrow someone from Karnataka goes to Portugal, his birth will not be transcribed in the central registry.
Absolutely.
Because he is not a Portuguese national. Now, if I go, since I was born prior to 1961,
Yeah.
I am eligible to transcribe my birth there because Portugal considers me to be their national. I do not apply for Portuguese citizenship. Let me complete.
Doctor, you are confusing registration of birth with registration of birth under nationality law. This, what they have done is they have registered it under separate law called Portuguese Nationality Law of
Correct.
2006.
I am not disputing
but
that.
you are otherwise born. Let's say you are a truck driver there, and if a child is born to him, it will not be under Portuguese nationality law.
I am talking of Goans. See, we Goans now, those who were born before 1961, 20th December, but under Portuguese law, we are Portuguese citizens. So we do not apply for Portuguese citizenship. We do not apply. We merely apply for transcription of our names in that registry there.
You are saying that doesn't amount to acquisition of citizenship.
No, it means that I
But
am
it
not,
certainly
no,
amounts to starting of the process to acquire citizenship.
No, not even that. What I am trying to tell you is that.
Then why are you registering it there?
No, because what I am saying is we are already Portuguese citizens. We are not applying for it. Under the operation of Portuguese law, Goans born before 1961 are Portuguese citizens. Their country recognizes us.
Yes.
Now, if you go under Article 9 of the Indian Constitution, it says whoever voluntarily acquires the citizenship of a foreign country shall lose Indian citizenship. Now let me complete.
Taking all the efforts and voluntarily registering it.
No, I am coming to it. See, whoever voluntarily acquires, not registers, acquires the citizenship of a foreign country shall lose Indian citizenship. Now what I am not acquired, see, Portugal has a law for acquiring Portuguese citizenship, which someone from Bombay can apply and if satisfied get it.
Yes, correct.
But we are not
Generally.
applying for Portuguese citizenship.
Okay.
I am already a Portuguese national.
Okay.
I am transcribing my birth.
Irish Bab, do you agree with that argument?
See, Pramod Bab, now while the Goa government and the central government consider this issue last month has already been filed before the Honorable High Court. The Honorable High Court has fixed the hearing. Some aggrieved persons have moved the Honorable High Court. The High Court has issued notice to the central government, and the matter is supposed to be heard in the first week of January. So the central government has been asked to file its reply. So the issue will come, and I'm sure the courts will find a way out.
हे दूध का दूध पाणी का पाणी जातले.
Yes.
सिद्धार्थ बाब फायनल राधा बाबांचा आर्ग्युमेंट सारखं स्पिरिटेड आर्ग्युमेंट केलं फायनली की मुंबई आशिल्लो कोण तरी जेन्ना सिटीजनशीप पोर्तुगालची घेवपाक अप्लाय करता दॅट इज एप्लिकेशन अँड दॅट इज वॉलंटरी बट गोंयचो जर कोण प्री 1961 वचून जर आपली ट्रान्स्क्राईब करता इट कॅनॉट बी सेड दॅट ही इज अप्लायिंग फॉर acquisition of citizenship.
But there is nothing in the act. He feels it should be like that, but the act does not say something like
Which
that.
act?
Portuguese Nationality Law of 2006 does not differentiate you.
Why?
Moment you get your birth registered under this act,
It
is
considers
same.
you as citizen.
It is same for me. It is same for Goa.
No,
it is
those
same
born
for
after 61 cannot register their birth in the central registry unless the parents are registered there.
Correct. So therefore, you have to go under Portuguese Nationality Law of 2006.
Correct.
And
so under that law,
therefore, whether it is Goan or Karnataka or from any other place, it does not matter. Moment you register, you
The
become
moment
a
तुम्ही
Portuguese
म्हणतात
national.
acquire
Not see,
करून रजिस्टर केली नो सिद्धार्थ बाब तुम्ही किती म्हणतात अप्लाय करून रजिस्टर केली किंवा डायरेक्ट प्री 1961 म्हणून वचून रजिस्टर केली
does not matter.
कॉन्सिक्वेन्सेस यू आर अ सिटीजन
You will become a citizen. See, a person from say Hatkanangli simply cannot out of the turn go and say that please register my birth under Portuguese Nationality Law of 2006. They will ask you what you want to have our citizenship. You have to qualify for that and birth. Even for Goans, it's the same thing.
no.
Under Portuguese Nationality Law of 2006, it is same. There is no
You have to
difference.
prove that you are pre
But
1961.
only thing they may give you a preference because the Portuguese was a Goan colony. I'm sorry,
Nothing like
Goa
that,
was a
man.
Portuguese
You
colony.
read their law.
But
See,
moment you register under that law, it is same.
Okay.
It is
Pramod,
not that
just one
others.
final-
yes.
Yeah. See what happens now. If someone from anywhere else applies for Portuguese citizenship, he will have to go by the process of naturalization. You have to apply and qualify
usual,
and get.
yes.
Whereas we go by a process of birth. By birth, I am a Portuguese citizen under their
Because
law.
it is pre 1961.
Yes, under their law.
Yeah.
So therefore, I do not come under Article 9 because I have
So
not
you still want to
voluntarily-
differentiate between acquisition and registering.
Not distinguished. It is very clear, man.
Okay.
I am
Okay.
not acquiring. It is already there.
Yeah.
I am merely registering my
Registering
birth
it,
or
yeah.
transcribing my birth.
हांव आयज इतल्याचे थांबता म्हाका दिसता एक डिबेटान सोंपपाचो विशय न्ही बट आज वी आर डुईंग द फर्स्ट पार्ट ऑफ इट. जशें आयरिश बाबान सांगलें, कोर्टाक केस येवन जेन्ना हियरींग जातली तेन्ना एवरी डे वी मायट हॅव टू डू अ पॅनल लायक दीस, आनी जें कितें कोर्टाक जालां ताजी तुमचे मुखार विस्कटावणी आमकां करची पडटली, सो दॅट सामान्यांतल्या सामान्य गोंयकाराक सुद्दां कितें चल्लां हें कळटलें. आनी थंय सेंट्रल गव्हर्मेंट कितें स्टँड घेता ह्या सिटीजनशिपाच्या इशूचेर तेंय म्हाका दिसता अत्यंत क्रुशल आसतलें. सिद्धार्थ बाब, राधा बाब, हरीश बाब, थँक्स अ लॉट फॉर पार्टिसिपेटींग. परतय मेळया, पण आज इतलेंच. पळयत रावात प्रुडंट. नमस्कार.
आज गोंयांत डिझेलाच्या धुंवराक लागून कितलेशेच प्रदूषण वाडलां. हवेन वाडलेल्या कार्बनाक लागून लोकांक श्वास घेवपाक त्रास जाता. अरे डिस्टर्ब करू नाका रे, राम असो. जशे व्हडल्या व्हडल्या शहरांनी प्रदूषणाचो लेवल वाडला तशी दुयेंसांय वाडल्या. अशीच परिस्थिती आमच्या गोंयानूय येतली काय असो सगळ्यांक भंय पडला.
अरे बस येता.
अरे बस येतली जाल्यार गोंग 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 करून आवाज करतली, पेरे 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 करून हॉर्न मारतली. कळ्ळें मरे? हे कितें रे? आवाज जातो ना, मोरय ना. कसलो चमत्कार.
चमत्कार न्ही, गोंय सरकार पोल्युशन फ्री इको फ्रेंडली इलेक्ट्रिक बसेस धांवतात गोंयच्या रस्त्यार.
कदंबा ट्रान्सपोर्ट कॉर्पोरेशनाच्यो ई बसीस विथ फुल्ली एअर कंडिशन, 40 सिटिंग कॅपॅसिटी, USB सॉकेट्स, रिजनरेटिव्ह ब्रेकिंग सिस्टम आणि प्रवाशांच्या सुरक्षे खातीर एमर्जन्सी बटन.
कदंबा बसी आमकां जितल्यो फॅसिलिटीज दितात तितल्योच फॅसिलिटीज म्हाजी बस ह्या स्किमी अंतर्गत जवळ जवळ 25 प्रायव्हेट बसी आमकां दितात. म्हणजे स्टुडंट्सांक कन्सेशन, सिनियर सिटीजन्सांक कन्सेशन आणि कॅन्सर पेशंट्सांक फ्री ट्रॅव्हल. इतलेंच न्ही, प्रायव्हेट बस ओनराक सुद्दां ह्या स्किमींतल्यान खूब आदार मेळटा. आ करून कितें पळयता, आतां उलय.
आता किती उलो भिवपाची सोड, आता उलोवपाची गरज ना.
शुद्ध श्वास, आरोग्यदायी प्रवास, आरोग्याची हमी गोंय सरकार पडचो ना खंयच कमी.